Well, thank you for the donation to their party. Appreciate it. But all I heard was give up there. I didn't hear any give up what I have a benefit of this government from. You haven't, well, I don't have a lot of suggestions. That's why I'm here. I was hoping to learn some ideas from other people that I could maybe help advocate for. But when you
go a lot longer, but I didn't want to take up the people's time.
I'm sorry I took up your time.
Thank you, sir. No, a good discussion back and forth. But he brings up a really good point. We are going to be at a point where either in the short run we're going to have to change something that's going to cause a little bit of pain, maybe moderate amount of pain, or we're going to wait longer and have a lot of pain. There is some really tough decisions that are going to happen here over the course of the next decade. Really tough things that are going to influence likely everyone in this room and significantly influence your life. Okay, Fran, you got just one quick comment on that?
Just a quick example of a place where we can, I think. I did a paper on Medicare once, and even as an individual, there are a lot of seniors. With the profile is everybody's poor as seniors, and that's not true. There are a lot of seniors who have good disposable income. And frankly, I think if we looked at things on more of a sliding fee scale, there are reasonable things that we could do that I would be able to give up a piece of my Social Security, a piece of my Medicare benefits that maybe I would have paid more for if I had the capacity to do it, and I'm willing to do that. And I think that there are a lot of people who do it if you frame it properly.
Thank you, Fran. We'll give you an example. You promise not to get upset? Because you could. I mean, that's where it gets volatile. When you start bringing this conversation into programs, now people are going to start moving in their chair, and there's a reason why people are hesitant to do that, because we don't want. But we can quote the Social Security Trust Fund. Okay, they're actually not in real bad shape. It's the Medicare Trust Fund that's challenged. But if you want an example, this won't be us talking. You can go and look it up, Bill, in the Social Security Trust Fund, and their report from the trustees say if you want this program to continue on, then you're either going to need to decrease benefits by 12% or increase payroll taxes by 14% or a combination thereof.
Well, you can offer elections, okay?
So that's an example of that. Go ahead, you got a comment?
Well, yeah, I highly resent the attitude that Social Security and what the hell is it after Senate, or Medicare? Medicare are entitlement programs. I didn't ask for either one. I was born into it. I paid for Social Security, and I'll be damned if I want to cut. Now, if they want to give my son, who was in his early 30s, the option, so that
it was supposed to be voluntary in the beginning, and
I understand.
1%, and they know what? It ain't anything.
I understand.
The government just lied.
I'm just talking about the terminology. I don't like it when the suggestion is I'm on some entitlement program that I don't want to cut. You know, I'm 64 now,
Right.
okay?
Right.
So there are ways without forcing those cuts on people, number one. Number two, we're not spending the money, okay? We didn't create the debt, and I doubt that very many people in this room asked for very much from the federal government. We just gave them our money. They're spending it. They need to stop it.
This is, you can see that this gets to be real touchy, and this is a fair dialogue here when you start to drop the conversation from numbers down to specific programs. And we really need to think through that a little bit, and that's why in small business or large business, and Laura's going to say, oh boy, we better cut this thing off. You need to come together and have a common agreement on what the framework is. What's the total credit card limit that we can all agree upon for America? We need to start there and then live within our means. Think about what's in the best interest of America first, and then start having that conversation about programs. Have we got time for one more or two more, or is that about it?
If you have a wrap-up, we need to be out of here
Okay.
8:45.
Pretty quick. All right, that sounds good. Our wrap-up, just to go to the last slide.
But I don't want people to get up and leave. I have a few comments I want to make.
Okay. Okay, just the recommendations that we had. If you want to do something tonight about this, go home and establish a budget for your own house. Get your own fiscal order, own fiscal house in order, and then follow that budget. Dave Ramsey's got a good resource, and that's going to create savings. We need savings in this country. Saving more is something that we can all do that can be patriotic for our economy. Okay? There's a Buying American Product, we talked about that, support a limit on national debt, and elect U.S. legislators that will move us away from the financial cliff. So let's just, Laura's asking to wrap up. We need to be respectful because we do need to follow through with what we've committed to be out of the library in a timely fashion. So let's let Laura wrap up. Thank you very much.
So, I think we already did it, but I just wanted to make sure we gave Stephen and Bill a hand because they did an excellent job, I think, of equipping us, you know, and motivating us to get out there and do something. You know, there are things that we can do personally, and then we need to get on our elected officials and tell them to stop spending the money. I mentioned this earlier, we are a completely volunteer organization. We are certainly looking for your time and your talents as well as donations. So if you missed the donation box on your way in, be sure to find it on your way out, and I appreciate your donation, sir. The board members will hang around here, probably come up front or so. So if there's somebody that you want to talk to about getting involved, please stop by and talk to us, whether you can commit time for one particular event that you're passionate about, or if you want to have an ongoing commitment and help with different activities that we get involved in, we welcome that. I do want to mention our next event in our fall and winter series is Defending Healthcare 101. And Fran, that was his passion, Fran Bradley. So we've got flyers that are located in the back. If you didn't pick one up, go ahead and do so. That event is Tuesday, December 8th from 7 to 9. It is at the Ramada Inn in the auditorium there. So pick up a flyer, take a few for your friends so you can hand them out. And Fran, you had a great lead-in here for me as well, because today people simply don't pay attention. I know I'm at IBM, I see it all around me. People aren't paying attention to the news. They're so involved in their own lives and their entertainment and doing things with their kids that they're not paying attention. And that's really sad. And it's all of our responsibilities to get those folks engaged. So my challenge is, you know, the next activity you come to, get other family members, your kids, neighbors, co-workers, people from church, get them to come to these activities. The other reminder is we have a lot of these extra handouts, so grab a couple on your way out, the one sheet, the two-sided sheet or other handouts, and then share those. They're good discussion starters with your friends and neighbors. And that really brings tonight's event to a close. So on behalf of the Rochester Tea Party Patriots, I thank you for coming out. I know it was a good investment of your time tonight. And again, if you're interested in talking to any of the board members, stick around. We'll be kind of hustling around to try to get this place cleaned back up before our exit time. But go ahead and stop by and talk to us. Thanks.